There are peaceful Muslims in the world, and there are violent Muslims in the world. So, when a jihadi slaughters an unbeliever in the name of Allah, we see different reactions from different kinds of Muslims. Let's read some comments on my last video about a middle school history teacher who was beheaded for showing his students some Muhammad cartoons as part of a discussion about freedom of expression. Of course, according to the New York Times, this is really a story about French police shooting and killing a man after some mysterious knife attack. But my personal view is that the real story here is the terrorist attack and the ideology that promotes terrorist attacks and the comments of the adherents of this ideology. Let's start with a couple of comments from peaceful Muslims, and then, well, I'll just say in advance that things are about to reach new levels of epic in this video. Watch till the end and tell me if I'm wrong. I'm a Muslim, and what happened was wrong. Why kill a teacher over a class discussion? I'm thinking it's because your prophet commanded his followers to execute people who made fun of him. The longer you ignore that, the longer you'll be providing cover for the jihadis who actually obey your fake prophet. It's so wrong, and I feel sad. I'm sorry for what happened. It's depressing. I'm really sorry. We are told to respect minorities and give them religious freedom. Your leaders may tell you that now because you're living in France. They're following the example of Muhammad. Your fake prophet promoted freedom and tolerance when it was convenient for him, i.e., when he was totally outnumbered. Later, when he was the most powerful force in Arabia, all that talk about freedom and tolerance turned into shouts of Allahu Akbar while slaughtering unbelievers in the name of Allah. The wars and fights against non-Muslims is about people from those times who chased Muslims away from their homes and oppressed them. Yes, there were commands to fight people who chased Muslims away from their homes, but later there were commands to fight people simply for rejecting Islam. Trust me, we're peaceful people. You may be peaceful, but there are people who take your prophet's commands a bit more seriously than you do. They're the ones we're worried about. You should visit a Muslim country. You'll know that these are lies. We want peace, no more hate. Wait, visit a Muslim country? Is this one of Zakir Naik's fake accounts? I just posted a video about Zakir Naik telling Muslim leaders to start keeping records on critics of Islam so that when a critic of Islam travels to a Muslim country, he can be arrested and thrown in prison for blasphemy. And you're seriously telling us to visit a Muslim country? You're not off to a very good start here, peaceful Muslims. David Wood, I welcome your intervention. As a Muslim, I endorse your offer to the French Republic. Why not set up a GoFundMe campaign? I will donate. He's referring to my generous offer to visit French schools and explain the cartoon controversy. Muslim apologists should join you on your proposed educational roadshow to refute this barbaric tragedy. This would be a great opportunity to educate the masses regarding the spectrum of Muslim belief, and maybe you too would learn about Islam/Quran/Muhammad. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Two things. First, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God? You're quoting Jesus from the Gospel of Matthew? That quote is enough by itself to refute Islam, not only because Jesus blesses peacemakers, not caravan robbers, rapists, and pedophiles like your prophet, but also because Jesus calls peacemakers children of God. According to the Quran, Allah has no children in any sense, not in a literal sense, not in a figurative sense. The highest relationship you can have with Allah, according to the Quran, is a slave-to-master relationship. But Jesus says that we can be children of God. So by quoting Jesus here, you've just proven conclusively that Jesus was not a prophet of Allah. Second, I think it would be awesome for Muslim apologists to join my Muhammad Cartoon Roadshow, but I'm not sure the roadshow is going to go the way you think it will go. Again, Zakir Naik advocates sending critics of Islam to prison. Ali Dawa says that in an Islamic state, apostates will be executed. I'm guessing he'd say the same thing about critics of Islam. Ijaz Ahmed recently started doxing his debate opponents, giving out their home addresses in an effort to get them killed. Now, your apologists may not agree that a teacher in France should be beheaded, but overall, I think your apologists will end up proving me right on a lot of my claims. So, let's do it. All right, so much for the peaceful comments. Let's see what other Muslims had to say about an 18-year-old jihadi from Russia moving to France and slaughtering a 47-year-old history teacher over some cartoons. The teacher was beheaded? Perfect. The Chechen brother is now a martyr. May Allah grant him Jannah for showing the world that beheading that Islamophobic teacher is also freedom of expression, just as he made fun of our prophet and called it freedom of expression. By the way, David Wood is gay, so I'm not going to say that he's a so-called preacher of Christianity. Mashallah. Oh, I'll mashallah for you. May Allah grant him Jannah. Amen, bro. That boy is a hero. Welcome to Islam, where beheading a teacher earns you an eternity of deflowering virgins. This is what you got for opening something that Muslims hate. That teacher just opened up the wound again, and this is what he got. That teacher is not innocent person at all. Another comment by the same college graduate. David Woods, beware. Some Russian Muslim will find you for mocking Islam. They will find you. Russians.
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 Sincerely, you don't expect me to believe a story about some Russians.
The Russians are coming to get me? Yeah, once again, I'm shaking in my custom Quran skin shoes. If that clown teacher didn't mock the prophet, he'd still have a head. Idiot. He knew the dangers, yet he's still done it. Got no sympathy for him. Can't wait for France to be under the Sharia. Shame on a teacher to make provocations. He should make peace and not hatred. The fault lies with the teachers anyway. Inshallah, we will behead those who insult our holy prophet. If you censored with someone's faith, you deserve to reside 6 feet under. David Poops lives with constant fear he cannot sleep because they will get him pretty soon, and it will be the greatest headlines in the media. It will be your turn soon, David Poops. You heard it here, folks. David Poops lives in constant fear. He's so scared he can't sleep. Fortunately, when David Poops can't sleep, he can just read a few comments from keyboard jihadis. They're better than Ambien. I am a Muslim, and to someone who talks to the messenger of God, I will do a lot more. If someone talks to Muhammad, you'll do a lot more? You Muslims are the only people who talk to Muhammad. You talk to him during your daily prayers. You say during your daily prayers, peace be upon you, O Prophet. Notice, this is very different from saying, O Allah, please send peace upon Muhammad. That would be talking to Allah about Muhammad. You speak directly to Muhammad during your daily prayers. But Islam is the religion of pure monotheism, right? Stop insulting the Prophet, or there will be consequences. The question is why he did that. We Muslims are not liars, and we don't accept humiliation. You Westerners are not religious anymore. Jesus is humiliated in so much multiple cases, and you just don't care about that. Stay peaceful and shut your mouth about our religion. If not, don't cry about consequences. Yes, it's 2020, and maybe it's time to stop attacking our religion, you smart man. We didn't attack any other religion, carton, or whatever. You looking for trouble, and that what happened. Very simple. When you play with fire, you will burn your finger. These comments saying don't complain about the consequences are interesting because just a few days ago I warned those who seek to control us through threats and intimidation and violence that threats and intimidation and violence will be met with even more criticism and mockery. Watch what I said. Any attempts to silence us, whether through terror or threats or doxing or deplatforming or luring us to a Muslim country to have us prosecuted, will result in even more relentless criticism and mockery. Hence, following your own reasoning, keyboard jihadis, I told you what the consequences would be, so no complaining. You have a punchable face. And you have a mockable prophet. Hey, Wood, if I ever lay my sight on you, you are a dead man. You can see me now, can't you? Still alive, Cupcake. Can you share your address? Yes, I live on the corner of Your Prophet's So Fake Street and better bring an Army Boulevard. You are next, David Wood. Next to do what? Next person to share a Muhammad cartoon? Okay. Here's a modified version of one of the Charlie Hebdo cartoons. I added some cool flames. Now everyone can take a screenshot of this and share it on social media. Where do you live? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, bro. Tell him to send location. I don't know how I can make this any clearer. Do you want directions? Fine. Go to Expedia.com and buy a one-way ticket to Realityville. Catch your flight to Realityville, and when you get to Realityville International Airport, go to the rental car counter and tell them you want a four-wheel drive SUV, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Get in your SUV, and from the airport, you're going to get on Holes in the Narrative Highway. I told you it'll be a bumpy ride because of all the potholes. But don't worry about all the holes in the road, because your leaders say that the highway has been perfectly preserved from the time it was paved. Now, you're going to love that road so much, you're going to want to stay on it forever. Because no matter how many thousands of holes you hit on Holes in the Narrative Highway, your leaders will convince you that it's the most perfect highway ever. But keep in mind that you're in Realityville and that you need to get off that ridiculous highway. Take the exit for Your Prophet's So Fake Street and stay on Your Prophet's So Fake Street until you hit Better Bring an Army Boulevard. Knock on my door, and I'll be waiting with a big plate of cookies. Now, if that's too complicated, just ask Shabir Ali's prize student Ijaz Ahmed for help. He's been gathering our personal information for years. He knows where to find me. Allahu Akbar. I pray Allah for forgiveness because I cannot reach you. I wish I was in your city. I will take the visa to the heaven for your murder. Jihad, jihad. If only the dead man was David Wood instead. I know, right? Jihadis have no concept of maximizing their effectiveness. A jihadi gets killed taking out a teacher who was only talking to a handful of students. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here exposing your fake prophet to millions of people, and all you do is whine about me. Stop right now to mock Muhammad. You seriously want me to stop to mock Muhammad? You want me to stop reading comments so I can mock Muhammad? All right. Your prophet's so dumb, when the doctor asked him if his prepubescent child bride Aisha was sexually active, he said, nah, she just lies there. Your prophet's so dumb, the smartest thing to come out of his mouth was a little boy's tongue. Your prophet's book is so violent, Willy Wonka couldn't sugarcoat it. There. Happy now? You got a prob, man? Why you want to use Muslim? My culture. What about you use your own culture? You can't show the Prophet Muhammad. It's illegal in Islam. When will realized? In just one word, you will regret doing this. I'm sorry, but I can't take that last part seriously, since it wasn't one word, and since you stopped using all caps. Did you Christians happy by that accident from insulting came hate, then murdered? Stop insult Islam, David Wood, before same thing happens on you. Just take care, your censored, handicapped son. If you die, who will take care of them? This is warning for you, mate, 'cause you will missing your head soon. Wood's Day is coming. Wood's Day? I like the sound of that. I do deserve a holiday, don't I? You make a cartoons about Muhammad, then you cry if Muslims response? Eat it now to learn the respect. Eat it now? Eat what? Eat a Muhammad cartoon? I don't think I have one printed. I guess I could draw one. I'll need some paper, though. Oh, here's some. Well, I think I've outdone myself. So now you want me to eat this spectacular cartoon of your fake prophet? Well, I aim to please. I can't do it. I can't waste a perfectly good Muhammad cartoon. But now that I think about it, you didn't say exactly what you wanted me to eat. Maybe you wanted me to eat the Quran. Let me tear out a nice, delicious piece of the Arabic text here. Question: why are many of you Muslims more upset at me for eating a piece of the Quran than you are at a jihadi for beheading a middle school teacher? Why do you tell me to respect the book that causes you to think and act like this? Kind of hard to swallow paper. Need to wash it down with something. Cheers. Oh yeah, eternal speech of Allah. Welcome to Oktoberfest. East meets West only at Oktoberfest. Enjoy your swim. Eternal speech of Allah. I'll see you again in about 48 hours. Oh, one more comment. I am a Muslim from Malaysia, and I see most all the people here supported the terrorist actions. I am starting to think of leaving Islam. I don't know if Islam is the problem, but I do see that the people following it is a big problem. Therefore, I'm thinking of quitting Islam. Interesting bit of reasoning. I don't know if Islam is the problem, but here in Malaysia, almost all the Muslims I know support the attack, so it seems like there's some connection. Maybe I should leave this religion. Indeed, you should. In the meantime, keyboard jihadis will keep trying to silence us through an online campaign of threats, intimidation, and insults. Let me ask you, keyboard jihadis who are watching, how are the threats and intimidation and insults working out for you? Do you think you're doing a good job silencing critics of Islam? Or are you simply turning more people into critics of Islam? Speaking of critics of Islam, in case you missed it, yesterday I made a custom Holy Quran for the Christian lioness Hatun Tash. The video is on my Quran Creations channel. Be sure to check it out if you appreciate the finer things in life, namely beautiful art, superb craftsmanship, and the melodious sound of my voice.